Hello, my name is Alina Patan. I'm a Finnish Indian climate researcher and consultant living in Finland. I'm here doing research on India's climate policy. Two short questions. One, when you met Hillary Clinton, what was your sense of how serious she is on climate change? Because when I was watching her statements when she was here on YouTube, it seemed like she had just dollars in her eyes when she was talking about technology transfer.
She had what? Dollars in her eyes?
Yeah, it looked like that when she was talking about all the potential opportunities here for technology transfer.
Look, technology is important, okay? All said and done, we need technology cooperation. We need access to the best technology. We need access to electric vehicles. Sorry? No, she was talking of leapfrogging. She was talking of India, for us to leapfrog. You know, they will croak and we will leapfrog. That's what she was trying to say. But she kept talking of India leapfrogging. And she said India must take advantage of the latest technology. And to an extent, she is right. Yeah. Because we are a latecomer. Yeah. And latecomers have a natural advantage. Frankly, you know, when I went to China 4 days ago, I've been going to China ever since the last 10, 15 years. But for the first time, I felt that India should not replicate what the Chinese have done. Beijing is an exact replica of New York in terms of traffic. And the day India replicates that, it's a recipe for disaster. Not for the world, it's a recipe for disaster for India.
For Delhi.
So we need, and this is what the PM also has said, that we need an alternative approach. And that alternate approach, India can show the world because, you know, we were far-sighted enough to be a latecomer. We worked hard to be a latecomer. And since we are a latecomer, let us take advantage of being a latecomer. So actually this opens up an opportunity for us.
Absolutely.
I think this is an important thing here. It opens up an opportunity. And if we can get the access, but here, this is where the Western countries can play a very important role. They have to underwrite, this is what I told Mrs. Clinton, you want us to leapfrog, you have to underwrite that leapfrogging. You have to underwrite that leapfrogging in terms of technology. You have to underwrite that leapfrogging in terms of financial resources. Now, Gordon Brown is the only leader to have actually put a concrete offer on the table of $100 billion. Now, I don't know whether he meant $100 billion a year or whether it's a $100 billion fund. I mean, we're not clear, but at least he has put a number on the table. India has already put a proposal to the UN that 0.5% of the income of the developed countries per year should be devoted to financial resources to developing countries. And I think you will hear more about this debate in the years to come.
So I am Manu Toms from the Hindu Business Line. I have two questions. So one is regarding the international negotiations. That is the question of population ever raised in the, in the negotiations on carbon footprint, so that you have to restrict your population in order to enjoy higher carbon credit?
Yes, there is a move in Western countries to bring population into the climate change debate.
Absolutely.
There is already a move that why should we reward, profligate reproductive behavior by giving, higher emissions. There's already a move. And very influential American think tanks have already, Brookings Institution has already talked about this. So this is an issue that is going to haunt us. Yeah. It's going to come back to us over and over again. Why should we reward India, which is adding 14 million people every year? This per capita is only another way of saying, that profligate reproductive behavior is being rewarded. And this is going to come. We need to have answers to that. And we need to do something on reproductive behavior, frankly.
Randy from The Guardian.
We'll take this one now.
I just want to say, you're seeing a stream of visitors coming from the West. Do you tell them that they're effectively holding the Kyoto Protocol by having unilateral announcements outside, and what's their response? Because in effect, you're trying to keep the thing alive, they're trying to kill it off.
Absolutely. You took on a legally binding commitment in Kyoto, and now you're telling us that you did not fulfill it because of India and China. I mean, what sort of hypocrisy? What sort of an argument is this? You took on an argument. You signed the UN Framework Convention. Common and differentiated responsibility, you accepted. You accepted Annex 1, non-Annex 1. And now you are telling me that I could not fulfill it because India and China are not part of the bargain. I mean, this is really, that is number one. And second thing I tell them, which I told you right earlier, is that particularly India does not require lectures on lifestyle changes. Because ultimately, climate change in the Western countries, in Annex 1 countries, is linked with lifestyles. In India, climate change is linked with development. This is a fundamental dichotomy. And we are being asked to sacrifice development. And no sacrifice will be made on lifestyles. I find that a complete asymmetry in the debate here. Well, silence sometimes. And sometimes, yeah, you're right, but, India, big country, 1 billion people, what's going to happen to the climate? They're all these the arguments can be given. So, but I think this is a debate one has to carry forward, frankly. We have to engage. It's a tough issue. It's a tough issue. Because we are now talking issues that impinge on, as I said, impinge on lifestyles. And people don't want to give up lifestyles. People don't want to make those hard choices. People don't want to live with 1 car in their family. They want to live with 3 cars in their family. People don't want to give up SUVs. So these are all tough issues, and ultimately countries will have to make these choices if they are serious of the Copenhagen Agreement.